To what we saw last night, it's all about misdirection, getting the defense flowing one way, going horizontally in the other direction. Tua was 7 for 7 on crossers. They clearly identified that against the Jets man coverage being a weakness, but 6 of those throws were not to Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle, Malik Washington, Darren Waller, all 3 of those guys have pull-away speed, and I think
a big part of this is Jalen Waddle ready to take that big step forward? He's kind of been that 1B benefactor, Tyreek getting so much attention. Can he emerge as a guy? Waller's a big piece. Those 2 young backs in Achane and Ollie Gordon are big. I just think, to Mina's point, last night we saw a style that was different in their offense. Tua was under center 17 snaps last night. That's very different for this football team. I'm not
within this offensive staff now to dig a little deeper into their concepts and the things that they want to do to try to create what this misdirection you're talking about.
I know it is. That's not
the injury does that.
Absolutely. And that was something that every person that we talked with, Mike McDaniel, Tua, they all said, we can't live in the shotgun, throw it versus too high shell anymore. You know, we have to make the run game part of our offense. We have to try to. Mike McDaniel's saying was, I can't allow defenses to play it safe and win. Yep. Play that shell. And so I think there was the philosophy of running the football more even before this injury and allowing their offensive line to fire off the football. It was a good start to that last night.
Let's hear from Tyreek Hill, new on NFL Live. He shouted out his supporters before heading into surgery today. Take a listen.
All right, guys. Tyreek Hill here is the cheetah. About to go in for this surgery. Keep your boy in your prayers. You guys have been awesome, man. Fans Nation, just the whole entire NFL have been amazing. You know, sending me lots of love, lots of prayers, and I'm absolutely honored, man. You know, granted the situation, but I love you guys so much, and hope to see you soon.
Dan, you said it. The way he's handled all of this has been commendable. All right, let's show you what happened in the game. Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins taking on Justin Fields and the Jets on Monday Night Football. This, of course, Dan on the call for this game. We're going to pick it up in the third quarter. Dolphins up 10-3 at this point. Tua finding Darren Waller. You talked about getting him involved.
Yeah, this is one of those under center bootlegs, kind of a wrinkle that we hadn't seen in a long time. Man coverage, a little bit of a pick, and Waller opens up. This is one of the plays of the NFL season. I don't care if the Jets lost. This play was absolutely incredible. I don't think there's more than 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the NFL that make this play 4th and 1. It's a broken play. There's nothing there but that, and Justin turns it into a touchdown.
Jets trailing 17-10. Next Dolphins possession. Tua here getting the running back involved. Devon Achane who takes it in. Dolphins now leading by 2 scores at home. Now under 2 to play. Dolphins at this point lead 27-13. Fields looking for Garrett Wilson, and he makes the catch right here. This is a nice one.
One of the catches of the year. They had run all-out pressure, man coverage the snap before. He did not throw it to Garrett Wilson. This time he does on a little bit of double move. The concentration, that's a ridiculous catch.
Jets attempting an onside kick after the touchdown. The Dolphins recover. Dolphins win 27-21. A really exciting game, too. Dolphins entered last night as one of 10 teams since 1933 to start a season 0-3 without forcing a turnover. The 2025 Jets were also on that list, but after having a -5 turnover differential in their first 3 games, Miami forced 3 Jets turnovers and didn't give the ball away themselves in the victory. All right, it was a doubleheader on Monday night. We also had the Bengals taking on the Broncos. Bo Nix getting ready to go. Monday Night Football, we're going to pick it up. 22 seconds left in the first quarter. Broncos trail 3-0 Denver. A 3rd and 5 from the Bengals 6, and Nix takes it in himself easily for the touchdown. Broncos lead 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Early second quarter now, Bengals backed up 3rd and 20 after a couple penalties. Jake Browning finds Jamar Chase, but he only gets 10 yards, well short of a first down. Just the penalties and the sloppiness for the Bengals, incredibly frustrating for everyone throughout the night. Just under 9 minutes to go in the half. Same score, Broncos in the red zone. Marvin Mims on the jet sweep takes it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, really nice block by Cortland Sutton on the perimeter there. This is Bo Nix. Like right before the half, 3rd down, really nice release by Sutton, and he just pins it on his frame to go up and make that throw-in catch. That was a big play for Bo Nix in that offense.
Broncos lead 21-3 at the half. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter now. Browning sacked by Nick Bonito. They were having their way with Browning. You see Jamar Chase trying to talk to Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. Chase had a really good attitude, even though we're not seeing some of those clips here on the sideline, despite how frustrating everything was. There's Nix finding R.J. Harvey, walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Broncos get a big win, 28-3. Now, the Bengals blitzed Bo Nix on 9 dropbacks last night. Denver did a great job picking it up as he faced only 1 pressure. On those 9 blitzes, Nix went 7 for 9 for 101 yards with all 7 completions going for first downs. He averaged more than 14 yards per completion on those throws. I caught up with running back J.K. Dobbins after the win and asked him about his quarterback. What can you say about the way that this offense functioned tonight, specifically with quarterback Bo Nix?
He played a very good game. We're going to keep building on it. And I know, he's had some games where he's like wondering, but it's always going to come. He's got to keep chipping away, and that's what he did. And I'm happy to see him do that tonight.
You are the first 100-yard rusher for the Broncos in the Sean Payton era. What does that mean to you?
That means a lot. That means a lot to me. I'm going to keep working hard. Hopefully I can go like 150 or 200 one of these days. I can't do it without my teammates, though, so I'm so blessed to be here, and I love it here.
What a
He's
person.
great.
I didn't know he was that funny.
He's awesome. He also said in that interview that Sean Payton is his favorite coach. So, and I see why. They're very close. All right, Mina, do you like what you saw from the Broncos offense last night?
Well, I really liked what I saw from the guy we just watched, J.K. Dobbins, and that run game, which is so important for Denver, because coming into this, they had not been running the football well, and there was the expectation this offseason. You have this incredible offensive line that was one of the best run-blocking offensive lines in football last year. They changed up the running back room to Dobbins and R.J. Harvey, and it would take off, and it just hasn't. But in this game, he had a 69% success rate on the ground, 0 run stuffs. Obviously, some of that had to do with the level of competition. But it's so important, Dan, because of the nature of the passing offense as well. This is a passing offense that is built on Bo Nix booting out from under center, right? It's boots and nakeds, they cut the field in half. Defenses have started to play that super aggressively. I'm sure you've noticed these defensive linemen peeling out on Nix. They have to be able to punish them for it on the ground. And so to see them do that is really good. It's going to really help the passing offense as well. And that, to me, is the vision going forward. This is based on the run game and Bo Nix building off of that.
Yeah, the good stuff last night was that run game. The good stuff was Bo Nix. His feet looked a lot more calm than it had for a couple times, or at least early in games this season. I thought the 4x1 stuff that they got to last night was really good, and the different things they did out of it. Sometimes these teams run 4x1 and they're running the same play over and over and over again. You saw a gap scheme. You saw a little bit of a keeper for their offense. You saw RPO. So I liked some of their 4x1 stuff. I really did. That being said, I also didn't love the pass protection. I thought that the pass protection against a pass rush that's not very good was a little too leaky. It was leaky in week 3. It was leaky again in week 4. I think that's something just to pay attention to moving forward. That offensive line, I think, is better in pass protection than it has played in the last 2 weeks. That's got to be solidified a little bit. Quarterback and his feet, calmness have to help it. They got to go together. But there was more pressure than I had anticipated in that game.
Yeah, not that this is related, but there were a ton of penalties on both sides. There were a bunch of penalties on the Broncos.
I heard.
Woo! What a game! What a night!
Y'all had a bunch of
well, we definitely did. Marcus, we did show you the Nick Bonito sack.
Yeah.
What stood out to you about the other side of the ball for the Broncos?
Just the way they're able to generate pressure. And listen, man, I know we've said it and we've talked about this guy. No, Patrick Surtain is out of his mind. Dude. And again, you want to get Jamar Chase the ball as much as possible, but they figured that if we can take care of one, we can get pressure on this quarterback and make Jake Browning uncomfortable. Now, this goes into multiple conversations that I've had with Dan and MK about the Cincinnati Bengals. I've been asking, they give themselves no chance. The way that they play football now, especially against a team like this that can create pressure, runs those games up front. And the pressure that is put on the offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals is unfair.
Yeah.
It's unfair to ask them time and time again to try to not only sort where these things are happening as a defensive line. It's not only too much pressure for pressure that defenses create, and they know that they are either trying to push the ball downfield to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. How can we get those guys taken out of the game and we can tear the quarterback out the frame? And that is the issue for for Cincinnati right now. This is a Zach Taylor problem to me. It's not so much about this football team.
You mentioned Surtain. I just want to take a minute to shout out Riley Moss, his partner at cornerback, because their entire game plan was let's just throw fades at T. Higgins to see if he comes down with any of them against Riley Moss. And I thought he held his own in this one. I mean, T's got like 4 inches of height on him, and he gets targeted a lot. That's the misfortune of playing opposite Patrick Surtain. But I feel like he is getting healthy. That was an issue at the end of last year, and I thought this was a tremendous performance from the cornerback too.
Man, shut him down. There's no other way to.
Yeah, I mean, again, I would like something more than, hey, let's just throw 7 deep balls on 32.
Yeah, right.
I'd like a little bit more creativity in there, but.
Let's keep an eye on it. Again, Joe Burrow's out for 3 months. And a lot of it has had to do with the defense, okay? In the last 50 seasons, there have been 2 defenses to start a season with 4 straight games forcing at least 3 turnovers, including 2 interceptions. One is this year's Jaguars. The other is the 1996 Packers, who did it in 6 straight games to start their Super Bowl winning season. Dan, why has Jacksonville defense been so successful so far this season?
Outside of those turnovers, I think 3 things. Number 1, Jordan Lewis. His addition to their defense and playing the nickel has been a big deal. His understanding of run concepts, how he can get skinny or underneath blocks and make tackles, has been a big deal. Number 2, they got heavy-handed defensive ends. Josh Hines, Allens, and Travon Walker, those dudes set the edge. You're not getting the ball to the perimeter much in their run game. They are sticking that hand out and keeping their outside arm free. I think gap integrity. This is called the pirate stunt with that defensive line. But then somebody's got to keep the ball inside, and those backers got to fit it the right way with that inside shoulder and a scrape over the top. I know that the turnovers, maybe not as roller coaster ridey. You're not going to get that many to bank on, but I do think that there's been an improvement with how they're playing the fundamentals of their defense, and they fly around and hit you.
Roller coaster ridey. I like that one.
Roller coaster ride.
That's good. Let's go to Kansas City. Their next opponent.
Thank you.
To the Chiefs offense. They got a much-needed boost with the return of Xavier Worthy this past week. Here's Patrick Mahomes on just how much it meant to their offense.
Yeah, he's just so explosive. I mean, you just see it when you get the football in his hands, man. It just makes the defenses have to adjust, and when they adjust, it's like he gets so much attention on him. Other guys can make plays happen, and so just having him out there, not only for his physical ability, but just the morale of the room, I thought it was huge.
Marcus, what stood out to you most in his return?
Touches for Xavier Worthy and how explosive he was, no matter how you wanted to get him the ball. I think he's evolving as a route runner as well. That was one of the things coming out of college, creating some separation, learning how to use all of the leverage that he's starting to create. He was phenomenal in this football game. He showed a repertoire of things that he can do in order to make this offense better, and here it is with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to get Rashee Rice back healthy. Xavier Worthy, Marquise is out there now, and now this team is starting to look very familiar. Also, change